Hello everyone, welcome back to the Great Ace of Tony. How is everyone? Hope you all are doing well today. Starting soon, screen is done by Breedy. Check them out, a link in a description below. And then gotta plug the Legend of Korra Season 3 review, if you check it out if you so desire. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Has revealed an interesting archetype that seems to care about specifically the central main monster zone. So when you wombo comboing, you gotta be very careful where you place your cards. Because, you know, depending on, like, where you place your card, like, I mean, depending on which card is in the main monster zone, you may or may not want it, because, again, only really affects that. Like, I skimmed them, I didn't read them too much. I worked a lot of hours today. I worked like 12 and a half. I probably shouldn't be streaming. I should probably go back to bed, or like straight to bed, but oh well. He plummeted 40 feet inside a heavy wooden cage. However, he felt it'd be unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crutch. A riveting scientific analysis of events from the prosecution bill. Although, to be even more rigorous, you will have to say it was only one vertebrae, actually. He wasn't quiet for long. I find it hard to see what's more vangular than Zeke's. The one is clearly a swindler, and one who deceived a person in front of his. If you can establish this deception, do it right. Sorry. I feel like that's for undertone here. Yeah, if you get a call, like, point this out, gotta do properly. Oh yes, if there's one more point. But defense appears to have gone. So obviously it wasn't a trick. As the certain truth plainly demonstrates. What? It seems to me the cross-examination had better continue to resolve this matter. Mr. Duel, you will amend your testimony with the details of its truth. Of course, we must treat the matter scientifically after all. And you only had him though. Now he's just literally doing the robot. The balloon. Did I just press the balloon piece of a balloon? Objection. Okay, maybe the picture of a balloon. Objection. No? What? We're not gonna say it was him, a balloon? Oh, I see. Objection. What is this? Hold on, let me press. Because I feel like I hit like every single fucking thing I'm supposed to hit. Hold it. What do you mean? Well, before the demonstration began, the victim was alive and estranged from the audience. Yes, there are a lot of witnesses who summons to ask man of the experimental stage, but that's true. And also the victim's neck broke as a result of an impact from a fall. Logically, the victim must have fallen from somewhere. I mean, typically people do fall from somewhere. People just don't fall from nowhere. The balloon had exploded was, I know, right? Classic Ace Attorney gameplay, just getting everything but fucking wrong. How are you doing, Ben? I hope you're doing well today. The point of impact of the tower was a 30 feet drop. The difference of 30 feet, therefore, is the total distance the bird cage fell. If there's no other location for which the cage could have fallen by distance from if it didn't drop out of the sky, Ego, the victim himself must have occurred. So it has to be here clearly, but it's not a fucking balloon. And it's not saying that he got, like, dropped. Like a walk here. What the fuck is it? Am I missing some? Oh yeah, you can't. What the fuck am I missing? Oh, I can't open it? That's disappointing. Am I actually gonna look this up? I am. It's like, I legitimately do not know what else it could be. Oh, I need the second game. That's the first game. Okay, the man's making so much noise. Okay. Willie. Hold on. I need to see Before I get upset, this is the diagram of the experimental stage and its surrounding. Before I get upset. We know some have a boat cage appear in mid-air before falling down for Crystal Tower. A fall about 30 feet or 9 meters. However, if you examine the diagram clearly, it's clearly one of all possible. Okay. I skipped a step. The same distance of 30 feet. No! Well, it appears the defense has a possible explanation to put forward. Go on ahead, counsel. Yes, my lord. Of course. You will indicate the place at which you were referring to on the same diagram. It would be here.
Take that!
The platform itself. The place I'm referring to is here. But that's where the boat cage would have been to begin with. Which is exactly the point, my lord. Yes, the boat cage was in the machine on the stage. But we must also consider is the height of the stage itself. Go on, counsel. It turns out the experimental stage is built at a considerable height. Yeah, how can anyone see that? That's my question. Like looking up, like, I can't see. If you look at the diagram, in fact. And like, even if you like go back far enough to see it, like, you can't really see. I don't know. Maybe it's not as tall as I think it is. You see it's about the same height above ground as the balloon was above the crash site. When the experiment got underway, the machine of the boat cage will engulf in steam. And just drop like a fucking rock. At the moment the floor of the stage gave way, and if we assume there to be a void underneath, this boat cage and the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance. Once again, my lord, this is all points to the fact that there was not one boat cage, but two.
Objection!
My lone friend has no evidence. I tried to present the evidence earlier, my man. Someone's responsible for the criminal destruction of a kinesis machine itself. It's true. However, the stage still stands. And the moment to take a look at the photographic print of the scene following yesterday's explosion. Good lord, the metal grill that formed the floor of the machine is undone. Yes, most likely blown open by the force of an explosion that will destroy the rest of the machine. The defense calls for the space below the stage to be investigated immediately. Mr. Duel, well, he obviously knows what's up. It was you who built the kinesis machine, which means that it was you who built the two boat cages that were used to carry out this deception. Man, I love his sprite so much. I love his movements. See, this is like, he's the example of the perfection of like the 3D models. So I don't think the mainline games really. I mean, I should say Due Destiny's really didn't get. The Spirit of Justice is way better. Because it's construction of a machine that matters. A machine designed to take Mr. Assman's life. And belay blame fully of Professor Stone. Something that can only have been carried out by you, Mr. Enoch Dwebble. Yeah!
Objection!
Your assistant has done nothing but open your wine bottles for you. And my lone friend has reached the end of his wire searchings. Never! It was! It very much was. I wish Pokemon would get out of the awkward meal phase with 3D modeling, though. Prosecutor would like to crouch for defenses argument slowly but surely. Yeah, we don't like to go fast here. What? Your argument fails to hold water on 2 counts. 2. Firstly, before an active experiment for when it's went nowhere near the kinesis machine, every relevant member of the staff of exhilaration has a cert to that. I believe members of Scotland Yard have also been on watch duty on every public event. In other words, Mr. Dorber had no opportunity to switch out the alleged pair of bird cages. But I'll explain why he wouldn't need to. For nonsense with the crossbow, that doesn't bolster your case at all. The man who disappeared from the stage and the man who crashed into the tower are one and the same. Before our sick investigation team reports inquiry on that point. Which is wild to me, Ben. But I feel like with the sprites, you can see clear occlusion with every single game. I do not feel that way with 3D. Well, with some games. I feel like, honestly, I feel like the Legend games really show the full impact of 3D models, but the mainline games just lack of it. It's sad. It really is kind of sad. Ugh. And the second flaw in your assertion is a distinct lack of motive. What would this man would want to take the victim's life? He had no reason to. So. Well, wonderful. There's blood! Oh, yes. Oh, we get not acknowledged for blood. It does. Whenever I finish Naruto, which would be tomorrow, definitely getting commissioned by Akiard for Legend ZA. I have a contract proven by witness. What contract it is? Loan with Zeke's. The contract which Mr. Drebber entered with the victim, Mr. Assman. It reads, Mr. Drebber is to receive 30% of all remunerations from the government grants or income. 30%. That is a lot of money in theory. If this one pay provision built into that clause. What provision? Mr. Drebber may only hold up this while on condition that both. Oh, he just gets his money. In other words, if either of us were to die, the contract becomes non-void. So you see, I never to gain from Mr. Asman and stuff. But, yeah, it seems like the opposite is true. Need I say more, but when it's had near an opportunity, no reason to commit the alleged crime. And so, if the possibility of Mr. Drebber having done it as you suggest is near. I swear, if this goes into, like, for cross-examination of the juries, I'm gonna flip my lid. Number 6, you would submit the contract as evidence, please. It's true. And Mr. Drebber had no opportunity to switch the birdcage underneath the stage with one of Crystal Town. He couldn't have done it. In any case, I have no idea what his motive might have been. This one aspect of the argument that still holds true, however. There were 2 birdcages. The prosecution is unable to deny that. So I'm sure you have one line, Mr. Notterholm. I have no doubt there are other aspects of your assertion that are undeniable truths too. Well, it seems, but the defense has no Jodo to offer. Coo. Well, I must say I'm a little surprised. I came here just for a machine build, and instead my reputation is defiled. But the prosecution has kind of has set for work straight, I think. I mean, to be fair, his arm is very impressive for the time period. Like, I would want that arm right now. Like, I would want, like, get a chainsaw and just chop it off. It's impossible for culprit. Is this where we jump for shark? Or are we gonna jump for shark a little bit later? At the beginning of the trial, we believe there was only one boat cage. Yep, now we know there must be two. Now it was, though, more to the demonstration than we realized that first. I think it's abundantly clear, but the same applies to the culprit. Get to the point. The stage demonstration was constructed and set up and is entirely by you, Mr. Drebel. Therefore, it's inconceivable that you had no hand in events that transpire. I mean, that makes sense. You did build the machine. So, if the circumstances mean it's impossible that you could have carried out the crime yourself, it points to the fact that someone else was involved. Someone else? Counselor, are you suggesting? Yes, my lord. Mr. Drebel had an accomplice.
Objection.
An accomplice now. Well, then I presume you prepare for what to come. You gotta name it. Yeah, murder. It's pretty serious, I would say. If accusations turn out to be false, then make no mistake. The prosecution would demand an equal serious punishment for your slander. What's up with this coat? And like, punching for defense so harshly. It's like, it like gets them off or something. Well, counsel, do you intend to pursue this case and formally accuse another party in the involvement of this man? I mean, what do you got to lose? What do I do here? At this moment, it's a little more than a hunch on my part. I don't know for sure if Drebel had an accomplice, or even if he was willing to cope with him. One way or another, I had to make my position clear, as alone. So what's my stance gonna be? Oh, he had an accomplice. I named them. Defense is way to name Mr. Drebel's accomplice. Somehow the two board cages must have been switched. Everything points to that. Yeah, according to the coroner's report, that's now a possibility. So we need to call him a question for coroner. But the inconsistency itself is a clue. Counsel? My lord? You have received a strong warning already. If nevertheless you determine, then I must ask you to identify this alleged accomplice by name. So, your answer, please. Mommy.
Take that.
Mommy did. The name of the person in question is... What's wrong, my Napoleonese friend? Sure, fear doesn't bind your tongue now. It's a little late for that. Of course, I'm afraid. After all, naming her in this capacity is definitely gonna make waves. A lot of waves is an understatement. It's a tsunami. I could very well turn every single person in this courtroom against me. I'm sure it'll be alright, Mr. Nardho. Thank you, Miss Sato. Family always appears larger than life, but you appear exactly the same to family. Alright then, here goes. You keep us waiting long enough. You answer counselor, now! The person who colluded with Mr. Drebel in order to carry out this wicked crime. Scotland Yard's coroner, Dr. Coney Scythe. What places are you talking about? Dr. Scythe? The head of the forensic investigation team and the coroner conducted the autopsy on the victim? Yeah, who would have thought? Police corruption. Not in my courthouse. We know that there are two boat cages, so who could have carried out the switch to complete the illusion? The accident happened in front of a huge crowd of spectators, and the area was immediately sealed. Then everyone, police officers included, were banished to make way for the forensic investigation team. But that's true, they did have a lot of access that no one else had. Then else who could have switched out the code. It could have already been in that team's presence. It's essentially that the code determines exactly what happened following the incident. Defense demands that Dr. Seif be summoned to the witness stand at once to testify. I mean, sometimes you gotta get shot, you know? You gotta know, Vlad. You gotta know pulling your gun out of a courtroom. Standing up though, dragging the yard's name through the mud. I know the woman very well. There's no better dead woman worker out there. How dare you call her a criminal? My lone friend's imagination appears to be wild over the East End at night. But witnesses of your accusation aside, this is not a great problem with your argument. One which the prosecution demands you address at once. A great problem? Oh my word. Who do you claim acted as the victim's doppelganger? What? Certainly the bird cage containing the body of the victim was exchanged for another. But the cage must have also contained a body. And yet, no missing person or accidental deaths of anyone even remotely resembling the victim have been reported. Which means no one, dead or alive, could have been fulfilled the role of a body double for Mr. Assman. I mean, to be fair, if she's a coroner, I'm not sure how good, like, preserving bodies would be at the time. But, like, she could do a Junko and pull out her dead sister, put her in a bird cage, and drop that fucker. Like, I'm just saying! Drop. Oh, boy. I don't think it relates back to Dango Wumpa. Ah, that's true. My argument is that there are two bird cages. There must have been one other person inside. But I don't even know if I got an answer to this yet, have I? Very well, the defense will address my lone friend's concerns by presenting evidence that reveals the true nature of Mr. Assman's bar double. Good gracious! Evidence? It all relates to Junko. Yeah. For like 53 times. I hope this isn't filibustering, counsel. The court expects a name. You think you have relevant evidence present now? Court. So will I present this? Will I present this? Is this gonna get me like out? Oh, did I present the head? No, what, we go with the head.
Take that!
We know the victim Mr. Assman was in the bird cage, but it's society inside the kinesis machine on stage. And therefore he could have been inside the cycle room but contained something else. What's described as a bar double is what fell from the sky and crashed into the crystal tower. Yes, Canson, according to your somewhat elaborate version of events. And then the bar double inside the second bird cage was in fact. It's alright, Mr. Nardhur, you ready for this? Just quite literally steal yourself. And come out with it. Thank you, Ms. Sartram. I needed that. As I was saying, the bar double inside the second bird cage was, and unbelievable as it may be, that thing, they have a whole wax figure.
Objection!
Open your eyes and look into mine, my Napoleonese friend. I love that he did have his eyes closed. Now tell me, what are you playing at? I'm still from now in Rusuke. It's your time to show your Japanese spirit. As the code we observe, this is a wax work tomorrow. Oh, no, not a pitiful slap. A modern fact of an infamous London murder from 10 years ago for Professor.
Objection.
You start by indicating the leader of the forensic investigation team as an accomplice in this crime. Now you move on to dying grassworks. Hey, Scooby-Doo has on Max couple waxworks. Yes, that's about the size of it. Yeah, that's noble. But why? Why this waxwork? It looks something like the victim. In fact, it hardly resembles him less. What possible justification can you give? If you want to know why, ask Mr. Drover. What? Just days before Professor Hailbrain performed his public demonstration, Mr. Drover abducted this model from Madame Toonspell's. Did you say abducted? And 2 days after the incident of a great examination, he returned it to the museum. The timing... Is this true, Mr. Drover? At first I can't see why Mr. Drover would have stolen the waxwork and then gave it back again. Now the reason is clear. He took it so he could put it inside the second book cage as a bar double for Mr. Assman.
Objection.
Are you hearing this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Are you hearing the defense establishing a proposal? Again, the second juror really does look like Galaxy Queen from Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, if I had a nickel for each character I think looked like number 83 Galaxy Queen, I would have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's real bad. I think 2 characters from Ace Attorney looks like Galaxy Queen. and that to that effective deception, he used a waxwork model that in no way resembled the victim. Are we ready to believe this far-fetched tale? What do you design?
Objection.
Come on, you have proof! Wait, yes, if you put it like that, of course it sounds impossible. Malone, I need to speak, if I please. Go on ahead, Mr. Foreman. Myself and my colleagues have reached an agreement. Very good, in that case. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you state your links for the court to hear now.
Guilty. 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 Guilty.
Guilty!
I mean,
Guilty.
not the so what if the cone turned into like popcorn? I'm just like if a policeman then uses gun. So as indicated by the format, the jury has reached a consensus. I knew that was gonna happen. We should go through this, Mr. Nonho, as I always do. And I'll uncover some new truths along the way, I'm quite sure. Yes, I agree. I'm gonna have to appeal to the jurors as usual and see if I can persuade them to change their minds. Defense will now embark on the summation explanation. Are you and your fellows ready to proceed, Mr. Foreman? You know, it's funny. I guess funny, haha, if you want to look at it, funny, haha. But I got a comment on my YouTube show today, the one I posted, today. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Let me actually read word for word. Fix the way you speak. Now, I'm just thinking, man, just when I went, I'm like, man, he would love my Ace Attorney streams. Me stumbling, bumbling through this game, speaking, getting pronunciations wrong. I mean, I'm sure that person would have a fucking blast in here. We are, my lord. Very well. In that case, I ask you now to state clearly for all present to hear the grounds on which each of you has decided that the defendant is guilty of a crime of which he's charged. I know that woman for years! She would never be accomplice to anything. It's all nonsense to think that these two would be, conniving with one another. Oh dear, this is most troubling. But surely the wax for the man still has nothing to do with the coroner. Is it? I have my own problems with the members of police. I did not trust them much. Then why you vote guilty? I have no witness proof that wax has ever been in the bird cage. It's conjecture. Accusing someone without evidence ain't not doing a proper job, is he? I won't have it. Somewhat surprisingly, it seems that an introduction of his last circumstantial proceeding has polarized opinion. Getting that his face is obscure and spilled is no way resembles that of the victim. I mean, to be fair, they probably don't expect people to, like, really pay attention from how far away they were. It'd be hard to tell the body shape and type. But I guess you would still want it as accurate as possible. And I applaud my lone friend, Tenway at suggesting it was Mr. Asman's bar double. Yes, the applause is deafening, and I know it seems extraordinary, but it's the point. That's why I have a strong feeling that it's actually a greater clue than anyone yet realized. What are you thinking, Mr. Nottingham? Can't explain why at the moment, but I feel that the specific reason why it was used, why it had to be this small. Really? A reason why nothing else would do, you mean? Yes, I'm convinced. It's something far more significant than whether or not them all looked like the victim. Well, if that's the case, we must prevent the trial from ending prematurely at all costs. I mean, we had to do that anyways. Yes, agreed. Okay, so can I pin comments against it now? Yeah, I cannot pen. I cannot present evidence. And Boa seems to have changed around here for some reason. I'm a copper lad. It's a copper's discretion to bend the rules sometimes. Yeah, who doesn't love a cop that bends the rules? Love those. What's wrong with that? Where do I start? I've been working at the yard for 30 odd years. That's even more than not far. And we've only had Metropolitan Police Force in town for 70 years, you know. Of course, times have changed. Probably doesn't trust coppers back when I started. It was rough. Man, if he would, in the now time, woo! People really don't trust the cops now. We had to fight crime and we had to fight to win the public's trust as well. And when we did. Classic Science versus MC2. Even more fun is now, and she spearheaded the revolution. Dr. Scythe, you mean? That's right. About 10 years ago, it was. I was still a youngish Bobby on the beat. That's when she started making a name for herself as a top-class coroner. And now look at her. Head of a forensic investigation team, and a woman no less. Well, you won't hear me complain. It's what we all dreamed of back then, I tell you. Could you tell me without home about Gunnerbell? We all up to her justice, lad. Full of bone, we are full of bone. Let's come across Lion Cleo.
Hold it!
We're on to just understanding this case. What are you waiting there, so? The man behind the murders on Pond Street was caught in 2 days flat. That's real policing for you. That's really not relevant to this case, is it? You're wrong though. Because it was Dr. South in charge of examining the bodies. If evidence arising from her work that led to the arrest of a scoundrel responsible. Oh. That's right. Oh, that woman is the forefront of this country's fight against crime. But I did that she's somehow involved in this murky business of old charge. I thought it was supposed to mean to prosecute, it's never all the way around. What will you serve that? Well, it's quite simple, because Son Squirtle has no relationship with that woman, does he? True, as it stands, we don't have any connection. Oh gosh, but it would be delightfully romantic if we somehow have a mutual interest in wax work. Romantic? You know, nothing gets women wet and horny than a serial killer that killed 5 people brutally with a dog. A woman's society such as myself views everything in terms of relationships, you know. She does have a pretty smile. Well, you learn something new every day, even if you don't want to. One might want to know about a possible relationship between the defendant and this Kono woman. Or perhaps between the defendant and the handsome prosecution there. This woman may be more astute. Excuse me, than I've been giving her credit for. If that woman stands, then perhaps we can establish some connection between Braxton and Dr. Cypher being up. Yes, I agree.
Hold it!
What's our problems? Let's just say we wanted to show on numerous questions when I've been performing on stream. Well, I see. Obviously, artists and myself cannot appear on stage as we work in proximity to our audiences, so we perform our great magic in parks, on street corners, and the like. But please use any excuse to make our lives difficult.
Excuse me.
The man is just spinning his gun. Do you have something to say in response to that, Mr. Almo? Who are you calling a Massimo? Oh, sorry, my mistake. I got confused because I heard you look like him. I don't look anything like the man. You want to be locked up, Sonny? Ah, abuse of power. Thanks, Mr. Sholmes. Perhaps we can move on. I was wondering if you had something you wanted to add to respond to what jury number 3 just said. Clearly, you do. He's waving his gun. Back in my day, back in the good old days, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like what so. We worked our fingers to the bone to earn the public's trust, we did. And about Jehovah, we earned it. People respected us back then. Respected you? No one will ever call a Kono into question in them days. The Kono's report was the hallmark and the investigation done right. Especially when Dr. Coney Stevens put her name on it. She was the best of the best. The apple of her forensic eyes. Hold on a minute. What are you talking about? Who's Coney Stevens? Oh, sorry. Got a big carry away though. Stevens is Dr. Scythe's maiden name. Her maiden name, suppose what it was before she married. Of course, yes, silly me. Scythe now, isn't it? Stevens. I'm sure I hope I named someone recently. Anyways, the point is, those were the great days of policing, not like now. Sorry to interrupt, so. I mean, to be fair, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4 cases ago, a policeman moved a woman who was in a comatose state, dragged her across the pavement, so she would be off his feet. But poor woman, I feel bad for Olive Green. Literally the definition of unfortunate events. Well, yes, I don't see why not.
Objection.
These two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious. Which statements do you refer to, counsel? So, jury number 2. Oh gosh, me? What can I do for you? Man, I love her eyes. I presume you heard what jury number 6 said in his statement. It brought to life the main name of the Kono, Dr. Scythe, which has turned revealed a connection for us to the parent before. Well, naturally, a woman of society, I find connections and relationships irresistible. But, oh gosh, I fail to see what you mean. Dr. Scythe's married name is Stevens. Although that name for Kono is definitely linked to the waxwork of the killer. The defense has evidence to prove it. My goodness, evidence, you say? How early and frank. Counsel, the court cannot overlook the last remark. I hope you very much there's substance to your claim. Of course, my lord. I will ask the court to look at this.
Take that!
Autopsy report. I here have a certain autopsy report for 10 years ago. A 10-year autopsy report? What relevance does that have? It's of course from the autopsy of a person portrayed in the last book, the killer known as the professor. What does he call the professor? That's what I want to know. Like, why professor? Because he killed people, like, with a dog. So, wouldn't a better name for him be like, I don't know, Fido? But the man was a capital offender, so. This one. That's the certification of a death was drawn up after the convict's execution. The identity of the killer was never made public, so the report gives very few details. But what's important is the name of the coroner who would. Connie Stevens. Oh my, Connie Stevens? Strike a light! It appeared that the professor's autopsy report was conducted by Dr. Scythe 10 years ago. And a few days ago, Mr. Dweller very deliberately stole Waxwork Professor from Madame Tombspells. Waxwork but does not in fact resemble the victim, Mr. Assman, at all. What do you suppose there's some unsavory relationship between these events? Absolutely, I'm sure of it. There's no doubt in my mind that the Professor case is at the heart of the link that we've yet to uncover. Between Dr. Coney Sykes and Mr. Enoch Dweller. Hidden links, mysterious connections, secret relationships. Man, she's a gossiper, you can tell. She likes to have that gossip at the afternoon tea. It's all extraordinary. We're surely obligated now to explore this further. Quite right. We can't let this trial come to an end now. No one of us this cloud of suspicion taking over the yard's best coroner. It's like this back in my day, but we still gotta uphold the justice of man. Okay. I love this Firefly, I'm sorry, she's so adorable.
Hold it!
But you claim the whole instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a trick. That I did, but there's more one way to pull a rabbit out of a hat, is there? So, I grant you, given that this cage appeared from a miss and an explosion, there's no need to use a real person. But if a waxwork had been used, the culprit could at least have the decency to make it look like the victim. I'm not sure exactly how criminals are governed by decency. I mean, technically, but not but doing something undecent. Some very much so. The point is, if you can make a claim about waxwork being inside the bird cage, you need to give us some evidence. Without that, it's not science. It's just no science. Cool. Actually, I have something I'd like to see you to see, so. Once warning you, I'm a firm believer it's only wise to trust men in white coats. What? Why white coats? I mean, I guess science, you know. So he would trust Dr. Doofenshmirtz over me. Okay, I see. So giving you jet black outfit, I don't mind admitting to a sense of tripedant here. So you don't trust anyone in black. Looking in the mirror must be tiring.
Take that!
What's that? A piece of glass? Although it's unusually thick for glass. Yes, it's a piece of broken glass that was found inside the jacket of a waxwork. As you say, it's not ordinary glass from. It's very thick. Thick with 2 C's. And clearly made for extra strength. Much like special glass was developed for the construction of Crystal Town. Holy smoke! Exactly, the same piece of a great examination where the very incident we talked about took place. On the day in question, the bird cage found from above and smash through a window of that special glass. From this small piece of wishing at it? Is that it? Precisely, so what are you saying? Now it's clear evidence and support of a assertion that has been placed before you. Very well, as I said, I trust men in white coats as a rule. However, when listening to sounds, it's fair to say the color shouldn't come into it. In the light of what you just showed me here, yes, I feel obligated to change my position on the matter. If I case you're known for, you will amend your statement now, please. Honest.
Objection.
Maybe that's one lad playing. He's too soon. Good gracious, what's if you put down your cone for a moment, number 5. She can't help it. She really likes her cone. Oh, you mean me? Who else has cone? You point out it's wrong to make an accusation without evidence. But the accusation Blackford was inside the second book cage in the day in question is not without supporting evidence, as the defense demonstrated to the jury saying besides you. Oh, is that right? Would it be fair to say you didn't follow the argument? I don't understand much besides Colonel Cobb, to be honest. Of course you don't. If I can interject you, please do save me. Please. Now that the search of years about Blackfoot has been backed up by some solid evidence, it would be wrong of me as a man of science to not pursue the matter further. Well, then me too then, sorry. If it's brilliant gentleman since he's white, then he must be. See, I want to dream of going against Colonel Cobb or anyone who got stuffing between the ears. Again, it should become popcorn. I mean, that might be a bit much to anime, but it would be funny. Success! If you could call it that. Hey, C's make degrees, baby. Okay. Let me save and move on to Master Duel. It's gonna be a quick Master Duel section because it's late. But I want to play some new games. Oh, I got another ticket. Okay. I really don't care what I get. That is honestly probably the worst thing to get. Oh, congratulations, you got 10 tickets of a free pack. No, I take back what I said. I do care what I get immensely. Should I take 100 free fucking gems? Let's go. Grave Protector. Okay. That's kind of lame. Okay. I'm gonna try Dragon Maids one more time. Again, we really just need the new Dragon Maid support above anything else. Okay, I'm up against Melodious. Yeah, they're really snowballing here. Just some really good cards. Like, I don't. It depends whether bring out with the Melodious stuff. Because I know one of them just stops. Them from being destroyed by call effects. Oh, by the way, someone stole a bunch of Pokemon Legends ZA, and I mean stone. So have fun with that, I guess. You know, one thing is interesting. So, Doug Bowser is retiring from being president of Nintendo. And the weird thing is, I feel like Nintendo is kind of getting the fun vibe again. Well, I mean, like, you know, back when Reggie was president, Virtual X was so fucking fun. Well, how informative they actually are in the long run, different story. But they were fun to X, but like, Nintendo's posting videos of like a show with a baby and a mom and Pinkman that you get copyright strike if you post, talk about the video. And like stuff like they're posting like YouTube or like Twitter posts about like, oh my god, look at our employees like picking one item on Nintendo store to show off and stuff like that. Like, I feel like they really didn't have, like, the Nintendo fun when Doug Bowser was for president. In my opinion. Not saying, like, he was a horrible president or whatever. I'm, like, you know, he did the job. Like, I feel like they didn't put the fun factor with him, though. Oh, is this one? Yep. Well, no, it says cannot be talked about. So, huh? Ha! A word. I think this should work. Yeah, that's annoying. Shoot. Yeah, not having the new Dragon Maid support just freaking hurts. Because I'd be able to extend my plays so much right now if I was able to have any support. You bastard! Oh. Actually, okay. Can I salvage this? Oh, I actually might be able to salvage this. Like that! That's B&D, but still. I'm fine with that. I mean, I have to be fine with that. I just noticed they have charm with sleeves, and I'm not a fan of it. I hate the charms. I'm sorry. Like, as individual cards, they're fine, but as an archetype, I hate them. I can't believe we're doing an animation Chronicles on them, and we're getting another fucking structure deck of the Charmers. I might be cooked here, as the kids say. I mean, I'm still gonna live. Unless we do something, like, way more. No, it'd be crazy if Melodious just times out here. I don't live. Oh, I very much don't live. Why can't I live? You know what? One more time with Dragon Mates. One more time. I need to prove myself. Okay, I'm not planning to Maxine. That'd be silly to do on my first time. Ooh, we're playing against the dinos. Man, we're just having all the good dinos. And I hope this, I won't be using this in a very incorrect way. Well, yeah. Yeah, I just fucked it up. And then, I don't know what I was thinking, but I just fucked it up. Yeah, I just lose. Cool. I mean, because just attack for game and call and be happy. But no. Okay. So that's gonna be the end of today's stream. So I'd like to thank you all for coming out. It's been fun. It's been a blast. It's been a real fun blast. Tomorrow will be more Naruto and then more Master Do tomorrow. So, I mean, well, of course more Master Do tomorrow. But more Grey Ace Attorney Saturday. So again, thank you all for coming out.